Hello, this is Glenda from Harmony Road Studios, coming to you with a little lesson on 5-finger patterns and triads. This is the beginning of learning key signatures, and some people call the 5-finger patterns the pentascales, and that just means 5 notes in a scale. A scale would be notes in a row on the keyboard. And major 5-finger patterns have 5 notes that are in a pattern of whole and half steps. So let's talk about whole and half steps first. A whole step is from one note skipping a key and going to the very next key. So from C to D would be a whole step, or from D to E would be a whole step, or from E to F sharp would be a whole step. A half step would be from one key to the very next key. If you play every white and black key on the keyboard in a row, those are all half steps. Okay, with that said, a 5-finger pattern may begin on any note. So for our purposes, we're going to begin on C, just to the left of the 2 black keys on the piano. So I'm going to put both of my hands on the keyboard, and I'm going to play, beginning on C, 5 notes in a row, all white keys. That's the 5-finger pattern. Now we can make a little exercise out of it by stepping up and stepping down, and then skipping up, skipping down, and then playing the C major chord, which would go like this. That's a pattern, and on the board I've written out C, D, E, F, and G. All right, between the first 2 notes is a whole step. Between the second and third notes is a whole step, and then a half step, and then a whole step. So this is the pattern that can be applied beginning on any note on the keyboard. And music is very mathematical. Once you learn the pattern, it applies in every situation. So that's one reason, by the way, when children learn music lessons, it improves their math skills in school. All right. Now, that was C major. We can take that same pattern and put our hands in the G position. That means that, by the way, the lowest note of the 5-finger pattern names that pattern. So G, C, D, E, F, G. We're going to also play just white keys. Now we're going to go to D. Now you might be wondering why I'm going in this certain order, and that is on another video. So you'll have to watch the next one to figure that out. Beginning on D, if we only play white keys, it doesn't sound the same. Let me demonstrate. See, something's not quite right there. So in order to make this pattern whole, whole, half, whole, in order to make that pattern work, we have to raise our third finger to the black key. That's F sharp. So we're going to play the D major pattern like this. To A, C, D, E, F, G, A, and A major is similar to D major. You have to put your third finger on C sharp in order for it to sound correct and for it to be the whole, whole, half, whole pattern. Now we're going to E. Now in E major, the pattern feels different because we're going to be playing 2 black keys, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and B. The nice thing about learning the 5-finger patterns without looking at music is that it really helps develop students' ear for music, and whereas if you're just looking at the page, sometimes you're learning it by sight, but you're not listening as well. But if you're just looking at the keys, I don't know why, but students tend to listen more closely. Now we're going to do one more, and that begins on B, the note below C. This pattern feels different than all the rest because we're going to be playing 3 black keys. We start with B, then C sharp, then D sharp, E, and F sharp. Okay, that is our first lesson in the major 5-finger patterns and triads. Thank you for joining us, and check us out on HarmonyRoadStudios.com.